What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And today I've got a subscriber story that was sent in that is probably going to make a lot of you cringe and like wreathe with anger a little bit. It's about this dude whose little brother broke his PC and then got away with it by playing the "I'm a little kid, I don't know what I did" card, even though he definitely did. And, yeah, before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. Your PC is gonna meet an unfortunate end, and you don't want that to happen. And if you're watching this on your phone, then your phone's gonna meet an unfortunate end, and you don't want that to happen. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so it's no secret that, like, little kids, they're very obsessed with anything that their cooler older brother, older cousin kinda does. I remember when I was younger, my older cousin would play PlayStation 2, and I would sit and watch him for hours and beg to play. There's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty standard. And the person who sent this in, they have a PC, they play a lot of Valorant, and their little brother loves to kind of sit behind them and watch them play. I guess, it's something that they'll do for hours and hours. And of course, as little kids do, he begs to play, let me play, and every time his brother's like, no, because his brother is only 4 years old, and he doesn't want his sticky fingers on the mouse. He has his own iPad, and like, his iPad is covered in that gross sticky film that like only little kid fingers can put on an iPad, and he just didn't want that on his stuff, so he keeps saying no, and his brother's mad about it, and one day, he takes his computer out into the backyard to blow it out with a can of air. And while he's doing it, his little brother comes out and he's talking to him about all the parts on the computer, and they have this super long talk about the water radiator, and how it works and how air gets through it and how it cools down the PC, and, about the GPU, all of that stuff. And at the time, he's like, wow, my little brother's just curious about building computers. He's pretty young. That's pretty cool. He thinks, that his brother's gonna be like a tech guy when he grows up and they'll have stuff to talk about. And what he gets out of it very quickly is that his brother understands that, you shouldn't really mess with the computer. The stuff is very fragile. You shouldn't be playing with it. After this conversation, he knows his brother is aware of that because he's constantly telling him, when you're working with it, you got to be careful. It can't get wet. It can't get stuff on it, that type of stuff. And his brother's like, that makes sense. That makes sense. And so, one day he's playing Valorant after they had cleaned the computer, and his brother comes in and he goes, can I play? And he's in the middle of a game, and he goes, no, I'm in the middle of a game. And his brother's like, well, we cleaned it the other day, and, I learned a lot about it, and I really want to play. Please let me play. And he's like, I'm in the middle of a game. You can't play right now. No. And his brother, walks over and unplugs the computer in the middle of a game. And he's like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? He starts yelling at him, tells him to get out of his room, leave, go away. And his brother is like, you won't let me play. And he's like, go away. So he closes his door after his brother leaves, plugs in his computer, and is like, damn, that kid's pretty entitled. I don't know if y'all would agree with this, bro, but the iPad generation does have a little bit of entitlement issues. They feel like everything just belongs to them, He's like, dude, my brother's spoiled, but like, that was too far. And sure enough, he ends up getting back into his game. Thank goodness, he boots up the computer. He gets back in before he gets in trouble, but his team had lost some rounds. He's just annoyed at the situation. So after, he leaves his room and he closes his door and he goes to tell his mom what happened, hoping that, there would be something done about it. And he goes and he tells his mom, and they go looking for his brother. His mom wanted to talk to him, tell him that's not okay, you can't interrupt your brother while he's gaming, unplugging people's stuff is rude, like that entire stuff, because he is young, and they end up not being able to find him in his room, the backyard, anywhere. And finally, they go back up to his room, and the door's open, and they walk in, and the kid is just sitting there next to the computer case with the case open, and he's taking stuff out of his mouth and putting it in the computer. And instantly, the subscriber is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they run over, and the mom's like, stop, stop. And they get over there. And next to his computer, he had, gotten this jug of Laffy Taffy for his birthday, because it was his favorite candy. Well, his little brother had been chewing the pieces till they were like a gross paste, and he had basically been putting them, opened the case, and put them on the radiator, like the water cooler, and pushed, so that Taffy was just jammed into all the little crevices in it. So the water cooler's broken, there's, I guess in theory you could get the Taffy out, but you'd have to sit there for hours scraping it out. And he had also taken a bunch of Laffy Taffy, chewed it, gotten it all nice and wet with his saliva, put it on the motherboard, the GPU, everything. And instantly his brother, the subscriber is like, my PC's toast. It's done. I can't turn it on. The motherboard would fry. Like, it's over. It's over. And he's pissed. He starts telling his mom, like, he broke my PC. He did it on purpose. Like, you need to get him out of here. Like, go away. Are you kidding me? And his mom is obviously pissed. She takes his little brother out and is like, you need to calm down before you come downstairs, because he's pissed. And so he kind of hears his mom kind of yelling at his brother downstairs and some crying, and he thinks that his brother's in trouble. So he kind of is just like looking at the computer. He's looking at it, and there's like 8 pieces of Laffy Taffy that have been jammed into the cooler. You know, there's a couple pieces on the motherboard, 2 pieces on the GPU, and he had really like done it baby bird style, you know, where the mom basically regurgitates the food into the baby bird's mouth. Like, that's the equivalent of what he had basically done to this Laffy Taffy before he had put it on everything. So, like I said, there's really no chance of him being able to salvage it and scrape it all off. And so he's just kind of pissed, and he starts to go downstairs because he's calmed down enough to talk about what happened, you know, talk to his brother about it. And he gets down there, and his brother is, like, eating a popsicle on the counter, you know, and he's kind of confused because his brother's got this big smile, and he's like, he broke my computer, why does he have a popsicle? And his mom starts explaining that his brother didn't know what he was doing. He thought that, you know, if he put the Laffy Taffy in the holes that he was fixing the computer, and, you know, he's just a little kid. He doesn't know any better. And he looks at his brother while his mom is saying this, and his brother just has this smirk on his face of like, I'm totally gonna get away with this. You know, the smirk? Alright guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. On screen now is actually a Roblox gift card. For those of you that don't know, I give away a gift card in every single video I post here on this channel as a way to say thank you to those of you that are subscribed and have those notifications on. If you already do that, then big thank you. You guys support the channel an absolute butt ton. And yeah, I'm going to shut up now and get back to the video. Thank you a bunch. Subscribe, turn on noties, and... And at that point, he's like, Mom, he's lying. He totally knows what he did. He knows exactly what he did. He broke it on purpose. And his mom's like, come on now. Do you really think that a 4-year-old knows what he's doing when it comes to breaking the computer? And he's like, yeah, he does. He's smirking while you're saying this. And as soon as he does that, bro, his brother, almost like with an Oscar-worthy performance, goes from smiling to just crying, like on a switch, dude. Just, no, I don't know what I'm doing. And his mom's like, stop trying to upset your brother. You know, now she's turning it back on him like he's bullying his brother. She's like, does it make you feel like a big man to make your brother cry? And he's like, Mom, I'm telling you right now, he knows what he's doing. He knew that putting Laffy Taffy in that, putting it all over the stuff, was gonna break it. And she kind of is mad now, you know, trying to defend her son because she thinks that he's being ridiculous. And she's like, oh, really? How would he know that that would break it? And he starts telling his mom that, you know, the other day when he was in the backyard trying to clean it, his brother had come out and they had talked for a long time about how computers work and cleaning it. And he had told him that you can't get anything wet, you know, you don't want to put anything in the cooler. He had told him basically all the ways that he could break his stuff. And when he's saying that, his little brother just denies it. He's like, that's not true, that never happened, he didn't teach me anything, I have no idea anything about computers. My dog's joining the story, I guess. And his mom is kind of like, I don't know, I just don't believe that he would be able to remember that even if you did teach him. Which, listen, alright, here's my thing. 4 is young, obviously, young enough to make a mistake, but not young enough that, like, when you tell them not to do something that they don't know not to do it. You know, if you say, hey, don't put anything wet on the computer, and the next day they're spraying it with the hose, they know what they're doing, bro. Like, I'm sorry, but I just refuse to believe that you have no idea what you're doing when you purposely, like, break the computer perfectly. You know, if he really didn't know what he was doing, I don't think he would have hit every single critical part of the computer perfectly with the Laffy Taffy. And I'm not trying to say he's a criminal genius. Obviously, he's a young kid. He doesn't really know what he's doing. Like, he's just trying to stay out of trouble. But that being said, you do kind of got to be concerned about the fact... All right, Caleb, listen, man, I understand you want to be a superstar, but you gotta let me finish the video. All right, anyways, guys, like, you do kind of gotta be scared of the fact that he's just throwing his brother under the bus this hard. And, you know, as much as I would love to say there's a happy ending, his computer gets fixed, his mom, you know, is kind of like, you need to stop accusing your brother of this. This is ridiculous. You know, we're going to help you pay for it. But, like, if you keep trying to be mean to your brother and make him feel bad, then we're not going to help you at all. So he basically just shuts up and stops saying anything about it because, you know, he doesn't want to have to pay for the computer that he didn't break, knowing full well that his brother purposely broke it. So his brother kind of avoids trouble, doesn't really get in trouble for it, and is kind of just like, haha, I got away with it. And when he gets his new computer, his #1 rule is like, you're not allowed to touch it. And, you know, his brother kind of tries to make a fuss about it, and his mom's like, no, you did break his last one, so he has every right to not want you near him with this one. So he doesn't even get to watch him play Valorant anymore. So eat that, bro. Your plan kind of backfired. You don't get to watch the cool games no more. That's gonna do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would do if your little brother, like, broke your gaming system, dude, if they got away with it. If you did enjoy, liking also helps the video a lot. Subscribing, turning on notification is sick. And if you want to get yourself some G Fuel, the best energy drink for gamers, use code Scrubby at a checkout for a little bit of a discount. Also in the description, you can find story times on Spotify that you can listen to, and a link to the merch store, which you should check out. And yeah, on that note, guys, that's gonna do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I'll see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.